Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frontier Patriot. Meow. Mish is here in the house with us today.
Yes.
It is a lovely 65 degrees outside.
Oh, it's beautiful. This is my favorite time of the year for so many reasons, including the absolutely beautiful foods of an American fall.
Yes, this looks like fall. What is this actually?
Have you guys tried this? It is called ground cherry tart or pie. I think what I made fits more the definition of a tart, but these are ground cherries, and no, I don't think it has anything to do with the cherries that we know from the store, the red, deep blood red cherries with the pits in them. Maybe they're in the same family, but they don't taste anything like cherries. I've already tried it. Ron has never had these before.
Never even heard of them. Never even seen them.
Well, guess what? They're native to the Americas. They grow wild around here, and also you can grow them yourself. They sell seeds for it online, and it grows really, really great in the Midwest. So, Ron, you're about to try this, and I can tell you, I like it.
Do you?
I actually do like it. I'm having a very hard time explaining the flavor. So first let's have Ron take a bite and then we'll both try to explain the flavor.
Alrighty then. It does look very Halloween-y. It kind of looks like
gooseberries, I think.
Yeah, that or big old chickpeas or olives or something.
Chickpea pie.
Let's see. I do love hummus.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should, though.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Well, let's say the blessing.
But
I know
dessert.
it's just a snack, but a lot has happened this week.
Yes.
Let's take a moment here.
Okay.
Lord, thank you for all our friends and family. We pray that all of our friends and family are safe and healthy. And please be with the people that are experiencing extreme hardships in the world. We hope you have better days ahead. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ron.
Now, I will say, this looks nothing like cherries.
No, it looks nothing like cherries. Does it smell like cherries?
It don't even smell like cherries.
Does it taste like cherries? What is Ron gonna think? Stay tuned! I know!
It's very different. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna help me out for a second.
Hold on, let me go. Let me leave the crust out and just go for the filling and because I can taste the butter in the crust.
We're still working on this. Anyone out there who has tried ground cherries, can you describe the flavor? Fire
That was loud. I don't know how to describe it.
I think it tastes like many different fruits combined into one. It tastes like white grapes mixed with a hint of pineapple, with a dash of honey, and pears. Like if you took all of those things and you combine them into one essence, which sounds really good when I say it out loud, you get ground cherries.
I don't know how to describe it. I'm at a loss for words.
But okay, so do you like it?
I don't dislike it, but I don't like it.
Oh, really?
I don't know what to say. You guys got me on this one.
You just don't know? Maybe the more you eat it?
I really don't know what to think. I will say it does hold its shape. I'm just going to eat it like a pizza.
Yeah. I think I'll do the same. Well, you're going to have to rate it.
Well, I taste the brown sugar. I taste the butter in the crust. I taste a tiny bit of, is it nutmeg?
Yes, there's nutmeg.
But when I eat the cherries by themselves, I don't know how to describe them.
Looks like it's up to Justine. Yet again. Okay, let's see. I got one all here by itself. I'm gonna try it. Wow. I cannot describe what that tastes like. It's something I've never had before. It tastes like ground cherry. I mean, that's...
It's not bad, but it's not...
It's not comparable to any other fruit I've ever had. It's not bad. It's not whoa.
Right. It doesn't knock your socks off or anything.
Huckleberry is, and I made huckleberry pie a couple weeks back. I also made it yesterday, by the way, because I really, really like huckleberries. But that was like a 9 out of 10 for me. And that grows wild around the United States, is native to the Americas too. This is also another very unknown, rare Native American fruit.
Forgotten fruit.
Forgotten fruit. But I would not probably go out of my way to make this again unless I just happen to come across a lot of it growing wild. Then I would.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't go out of my way to get the seeds and grow it and everything. I mean, it's not bad. I would honestly give it probably a 6 out of 10. Ron, so what would you rate it? 1 out of 10, 1 being dirt and 10 being the most decadent chocolate pie you've ever had.
Oh, like the one we had last year on here?
Yeah. 1 out of 10, what would you rate? I'm giving it a 6.
Oh, man.
Maybe 7. Borderline.
Man, that's tough.
Oh my gosh, you have to, the people want to know. You can't just say, I don't know the whole time.
I'm building suspense.
Spit it out.
It's not sour, it's not sweet.
It's not sour.
It's not savory. It's, I don't know.
It's not sour at all. I will say it has kind of the aura of medicinal quality.
It has a grape consistency, like an unripe grape.
Gooseberry. It's like a gooseberry. But
I've never had a gooseberry.
It doesn't taste like a gooseberry. It tastes like a white grape mixed with a pear with a little bit of honey, but very mild.
I can see the white grape.
Okay. If you
Yeah.
took a white grape and you baked it in the oven. Come on, man.
Mishmish, what should I say?
The suspense has already been built.
Okay.
You have to say 1 out of 10. What would you rate this ground cherry pie, America's forgotten native fruit?
Okay, I'll play it safe. I'll go in the middle. 5. I give it a 5.
Okay.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I really don't have an opinion.
You don't.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, go find some and make this, and then you'll be like, okay, I know what Ron meant. Like, I just can't put my thumb on it, what it tastes like. I'll eat another piece. I don't dislike it, but I don't know how to describe it.
It's very beautiful. I'll give it that.
It is very beautiful.
It's very beautiful. I would eat it again. I just wouldn't go out of my way to make it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with either a 6 or a 7. Now, some online, I looked it up, they were describing it as tasting like pineapple. I don't taste pineapple at all the more that I eat it. No hint, there's no citrusy.
It's almost like a blank filler. I don't know, like you could put anything with it to go, like I taste more of the brown sugar and nutmeg than I do the cherries, so it's like it's just a vessel.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say tofu, but you can make tofu taste however you want.
That is true.
I know nothing about it. I like meat, but the same concept. You can do whatever you want with this. You could probably make it savory, maybe.
I'm really just trying to focus on the fruit.
But I can't pick it out.
Man, I'm really hoping there's some medicinal health qualities to this to justify us eating this right now.
I hope we're not allergic to it. I'm eating it. I'm hungry.
Why would we be allergic to it?
I don't know. I've never had it before.
Random fact, I'm allergic to kiwis.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing I'm allergic to. Kiwi fruit.
Kiwi and Justine do not go together.
Not the kiwis from New Zealand, but kiwi fruit. It's like if you took a white grape, you took out half of the flavor of the white grape, and you baked it on a pie shell. It's, I can't seriously imagine someone saying, this is my favorite.
Right.
But there are people out there that say that, because I looked it up online, and they were like, oh yeah, it's my grandpa's favorite. He loved the ground cherry pie. Grandma would go crazy making it for him.
I mean, the consistency is good. It's really cool. It's got the little, almost like little bubbles when you bite it.
They burst in your mouth. Yeah.
It's
just so...
That's why it's forgotten. It just wasn't a wow factor.
Yeah, it's,
The red cherry won the day.
It tastes like something you would forage for in the wild, but it's not that good in an everyday kind of dish. I think we're done with this. Yeah.
I'll keep eating mine.
The more that I just isolate the fruit and I eat just the fruit, without the crust diluting the flavor in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I would give this a solid 6 and no higher. I wouldn't even go up to 7 anymore. There are little tiny seeds inside of it, but they're so soft that you don't even notice them unless you really focus. It tastes like something that birds and deer would eat. And we just put a ton of sugar on it to make it edible. Let me put it that way.
And butter.
And butter. Yeah. But you know what? Everyone is different because apparently online looking at it, there are people that love this pie. But it's still very, very rare. I mean, looking it up online, I found maybe 3 recipes for anything that had ground cherries in it. Which is crazy because if you Google blueberry pie, you'll get, I don't know, 50 million pages of results on Google. Right. But this is definitely a very rare dish. I couldn't find many people talking about it, but those that were talking about it were saying, oh, this is my mom's favorite pie, or this is my husband's favorite. Mish Mish. Mish Mish. He's a meower. So there you might love it. You might seriously love it. And look, we ate the whole dang thing.
I'm always hungry.
Yeah, no matter what, unless it's seafood.
Hey, if you want to see Justine make this dish and all the dishes that we try here on Frontier Patriot, please go over to our main channel. That's Early American. Over there, we cook it.
And here we eat it.
And here we
and review it.
I know you're all looking at my hair like, what's Ron got on his head? It's a wig.
It's called Rog Gang.
It's called being a gentleman in early America. It's quite hot and itchy.
It looks like a Lego piece that he just snapped on top of his head. He insists on wearing it.
If I can get it to swing, it's got a little tail here.
Fabio, give me a Fabio moment. Come on.
Hey.
Come on. Oh.
Ow.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, let's try again. Get out of my water, boy. Yes. You're going to catch on fire, Mish Mish. Watch out. Come on.
Yeah, please. We don't want a really
Back
hot
away.
cat.
Get in your favorite chair. Good boy.
Good boy.
You guys love Mish Mish, and Mish Mish loves you guys.
Yes.
We read little cards and show him little pictures. He can't really say anything back or write anything back, but he appreciates it. We know he does because we can see it in his eyes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Body language.
Yes. Hey, we had an event this past weekend in St. Genevieve, the St. Gen Militia Encampment. Thank you to everybody that came out. We had a couple drive all the way from Houston, Texas. Yes, you guys were really cool and fun to talk to, and thanks for hanging out all day with us there. And thanks to everybody else that drove from wherever you came from. I forgot. There was one lady that came from Nebraska. I remember that.
Seriously?
Yes.
Whoa.
And anybody else that came from far away, thank you very much. We had a good attendance and it was a fun event. And which brings me to my next little topic here. We still have 2 more big events coming up here in St. Genevieve, and that is Night of the Werewolf, the Loup Garou, which is a French 18th century folklore that we do here in St. Genevieve, and that is on October 21st. It's a Saturday, and you can get tickets for that at the Center for French Colonial Life Museum's website. And then the last big event that's going on here in St. Genevieve in October is the Deja Vu Spirit Reunion in the St. Genevieve Cemetery. It's the oldest cemetery in Missouri, I believe. It's from the late 18th century. And
we will not be at that one.
We won't be at that. We have a wedding to go to, unfortunately. But our friends will be there portraying people who are actually buried there. It's not a spooky event. It's a educational event.
Ages.
It's all ages event. And it's all time periods. So you'll see people from the late 18th century all the way up to the early 1900s being portrayed.
Yes.
Yes. It's quite a cool event.
The werewolf event, going back a little bit, poor Jeff, our landlord, he's also our boss at the Center for French Colonial Life where the werewolf event is going to be at. We talked to him, what was it, yesterday, the day before yesterday, and he said, oh, I have a little bit of anxiety that people won't come to the event and all the tickets, no one will buy the tickets, so...
He's a Debbie Downer sometimes.
Let's prove him wrong!
Let's sell this thing out.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they got to sell, but
Full house.
They've only sold 100 tickets so far, and we plan on putting a really good show on. We do every year. We go all out. I'm jumping off of buildings, out of trees. I'm taking people down to the ground. I give them my all. And
I just show up and I get kidnapped.
She gets kidnapped. She screams. It's fun. I get shot. I turn back and say, man, hopefully we'll see what happens.
Mish Mish!
You're not dying. Stop crying.
Boy, stop it! This cat is world of cats. What is he even doing? He just sits there and meows all day long.
He used to be on Chew Chats all the time, and then he's been, all summer he's been out gallivanting around, and now we got him in here, making him so you guys can see it, and he's like, let me out of here.
Yeah, he doesn't like being in the cabin in the day. Every night he comes in, he walks himself in every night. He knows to come in, we tuck him in, we give him treats. But during the day he's like, nope, I want to be out, I want to enjoy the weather.
People want to see you. You're America's favorite kitty.
Let him out.
Okay.
Let him out.
Alright. Be free.
Be free!
Yay.
And he's gone. Okay.
Okay, that's over with.
And you guys ask every week, where's Mishmish? Where's Mishmish?
He just went outside.
There's a reason he ain't in here. There's a valid reason.
Well, what do we want to do first? We want to do a ghost story? It's Halloween, or Halloween's coming up. It's October now, so we're doing a ghost story or encounter every week.
Every day is Halloween.
From the history. So let's do that first. You want to read it, or shall I read it this week?
I'll read it. I don't even know what it's about. He just printed it this morning, and I don't know what to expect, but okay. Let's see. It's about Nellie Butler.
This is America's first ghost story.
Is last week it was a true story,
yes.
Like a true event. Is this one a true event, or is it fantasy?
This is also true. Last week, unfortunately, it was in England.
England.
This week, it's in America. New England to be exact. So,
New England.
Where are we at? Maine? Yeah, I think it's Maine or Massachusetts. Somewhere up there in New England. Okay, Maine. And it's at the late 18th century. I think 1799, 1800 is the year.
Okay, so I've never read this before, so please pardon me if I cannot pronounce any of these names because I'm already running into trouble and I haven't even started. Nellie Butler, America's first ghost encounter that's been recorded. It was August 9th, 1799 when Abner Blasadel first heard the knocking noises in his house in Maine. And on January 2nd, 1800, both Abner and his daughter heard a woman's voice coming from the cellar. Oh, heck no! I'd be like, I'm out here, I'm burning the house. A woman's voice coming from the cellar? I'm the dead wife, the voice said, of Captain George Butler, born Nellie Hooper. Nellie Butler thus became what many believe is America's first documented ghost. David Hooper, who was Nellie's father, lived about 5 miles from the home, so Abner sent for him. Mr. Hooper was very skeptical, but he was also curious. After walking 5 miles through a raging snowstorm, Hooper joined Abner in the dark cellar. Once again, Nellie spoke, and Mr. Hooper became a believer. Soon after, her father returned home. Nellie appeared visually for the first time to Abner's son, whose name was Paul. Terrified, he ran home and reported that he was walking through the fields and was chased by an apparition that floated behind him. That night, Nellie scolded Paul for not speaking to her when he saw her. By February of 1800, Nellie was becoming famous around Maine. People crowded into the house to see and to hear her. A female witness described her appearance after seeing her. She said, "At first the apparition was a mere mass of light, then it grew into a personal form about as tall as myself, and the glow from the apparition had a constant trembling motion. At last, the personal form became shapeless, it expanded every which way, and then it vanished in a moment. Apparently frightened by the group of tourists that had come to the house to look at this ghost, the ghost disappeared for 4 months. It then returned in May in front of 20 witnesses, again in the cellar. When asked by Abner why she chose the cellar for her ghostly appearances instead of showing up upstairs where more people could see her, Nellie said she didn't want to scare the children.
So you go in the creepy cellar. Makes sense.
Before the end of that year, more than 100 people had seen or heard the ghost of Nellie Butler. Ghost had given sworn testimony to the local pastor, a Reverend whose name was Cummings. The Reverend didn't believe in ghosts, and he didn't think his flock should either. So in a foul temper, Cummings ran through the field to Abner's house. Suddenly before him was a woman. He said that she was surrounded by a bright light. At first her form was no bigger than that of a small frog. As he watched, Nellie Butler grew taller and taller until she was normal height before his eyes. He then was convinced. Maybe Nellie had made her point, or maybe she was just tired and ready for rest. But she was only seen once more after them. Captain George Butler, who was Nellie's husband, reported that she appeared to him one night in his bedroom and gave him a tongue lashing for remarrying after promising her on her deathbed before she died that he would never marry another, and then she never appeared to anyone ever again.
Wow. I promise to never marry another.
It sounds like, well, thank you. But it sounds like she is nagging everyone from beyond the grave.
But I wonder why.
I don't know. How did this woman die? What's even the story of Nellie Butler?
I don't know. I thought maybe she was killed or something. That's why she came back. But apparently she didn't care too much.
Yeah. She literally came back just to yell at her husband for remarrying.
But not for killing her. So I guess he didn't kill her.
No, he didn't kill her. It says she was on her deathbed. And then he told her on her deathbed that he wouldn't marry another. So she must have had a disease or childbirth or something.
Have any of you ever had an encounter with a ghost or apparition? I've not.
Oh, I have one. Yes, I do have a story.
Do tell.
I will.
The short version.
Okay, the short version. I lived in New Mexico, Las Cruces, before I moved up here. That was maybe 10 years ago, giving away my age here a little bit, but I was a freshman in college at the time, and I had a classmate in one of my my history classes who he would just go on and on about how his house was haunted. I don't know how it got brought up, but he would say that, like, we were talking about food one day, and he said, yeah, I wish I could cook in my house, but I can't because I can't use my kitchen. And I said, why? And he said, because the kitchen is on the main floor of the house, and I'm only allowed to be on the basement floor. His house was built on a hill, so it had a walkout basement, so you could, like, walk into the basement from the ground.
Why couldn't he go on the main floor?
Because he said a ghost haunted the main floor of the house. And he said only the main floor of the house. He said there was no other floor. It was a 2-story house with a basement, finished basement. And he said he couldn't cook in the kitchen because he said every time he went up there, the ghost would throw things at him, would scratch him, would yell at him. I did not believe it. I mean,
I don't believe it.
I thought he was mentally unwell or something. And so the story about that is his parents and him used to live there when he was a kid, but it was an old house. He didn't know exactly how old it was. He said at least the 1940s. And when his parents grew older, they wanted to move away closer to his other family. So they got another house like in Florida or something like that, and they moved away, and they let him stay in the house. They gifted him the house. So he was living there all by himself. He was a college-age kid. And he said even when his parents were living there, that there was weird spooky stuff that would happen. But it wasn't nearly as bad as when they moved out. And he said the ghost hated men. He said it was a female, and it hated men. So it would only ever attack his dad, but his mom never saw any of the stuff. And so when his parents moved out, this guy got the full wrath. So I didn't believe him, but he went on and on and on about it, like, over the months and months, and I said, okay, I'm so dang curious now, man. I said, can I come over and see what this is all about? He said, and he was spooked out, he said, no, you can't come over. You don't understand. I never go up there. It's really, really bad. And I said, whatever.
Sounds like a prisoner in his own house almost.
He was a prisoner in his own house. And I asked him, why don't you just sell the dang house if it's that bad? He said, he was like, well, I don't want to move out. He said, I grew up in this house, and I don't know what his long-term plan was. I don't even know what happened to him. But anyway, so I go to this guy's house, and we go in through the basement level, and he's living out of a microwave in the basement. That's how he cooks. But we go up the stairs to go up to the top because I'm like, okay, I'm going to see what this is all about. I'm in front of him. He's behind me. And I go up, and I swear, as soon as I put my very first foot down on that first floor, and it was all dark up there because no one had turned on the lights up there in forever. As soon as I put my first foot down, I heard this. I told you not to come back here. I mean, it was
serious?
It was this demonic voice.
It wasn't him doing it?
No. The voice was coming from in front of me. I could tell it was coming from in front of me.
That's weird.
It was either in front of me or like right in my ear or something. I don't know, but it was in that area. This guy, he freaks out. He grabs my arm. He's like, ah! Ah! And he's like running down the stairs with me. And I'm like, okay. And we literally ran out of the house together.
Jeez.
And I said, wow, how do you live like this? I said, why don't you just move out? And he said, I don't want to. I don't want to lose to the ghost. And I said, I need to call somebody. I said, I need to get paranormal investigators to this house. And he said, no, I don't want my house to be a tourist attraction. And like he even got angry at me after that. He was like, you better not tell anyone because I don't want my house to be a dang tourist attraction now. I just want to live my life.
You're welcome, world.
But yeah, you're welcome, world. But I'm not saying it's any of his personal information or whatever. But that voice, that was not him. I know it wasn't him. It was this really weird, still to this day I remember, it was this genderless voice. It was like in between. And it was it sounded like a very old person, very, very old. Like a zombie old. And just genderless and dry. It was not a human voice. Yeah, it was not a human voice. It was
that would
really
be pretty
weird.
creepy.
Mm-hmm. So whenever I doubt, even for a single second, that there's an afterlife, I look back on that experience, and then I realize, you know what? There might seriously be some paranormal stuff out there.
Maybe.
Yeah. So any of you guys out there, have you had a legit spooky experience? You know, can you share that with us in the comments or the live chat? We would love to hear about it. How about you, Ron? Have you ever had anything?
Never.
That's because you never leave the house.
I got faith.
Well, so what do you think? The ghosts stay away from you because you have more
away.
faith than other people?
The demons stay away.
Okay, I guess I just need to walk around with a crucifix everywhere I go. Well, that was my only experience that I've ever had.
Yeah, I've never had an experience.
Yeah.
Hope I never do.
Yeah, but whenever people ask me, have you ever had a ghost encounter, that's the one I go back to because you don't forget something like that.
That would be pretty creepy. Was it nighttime or daytime?
Oh, guys, it was nighttime.
Okay, you all are crazy for
Yeah, it was nighttime in the middle of winter, so in reality it was probably like 7 o'clock, but it was dark up on that main floor.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, the guy said that he would go up there and the demon would throw plates at him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's get into some of these This Week in History because it is a large list this week.
Okay.
We have like 10 things here.
This Week in History, go!
Alright, October 8th, 1871, the Great Chicago Fire happens, and it kills over 300 people and destroys over 4 square miles of buildings and homes, and costs over $222 million in damages.
The Great Chicago Fire?
Of 1871.
Is that the one where they said a cow caused it?
There was a lantern in a barn, yeah.
Yeah, and a milking cow kicked over the lantern when no one was around, and the fire caught on the straw floor and started the fire. No one knows for sure. I don't even know how in the world they came to that conclusion, but that's the accepted theory of how the fire started.
Yes. Also, on the same day, we're going to wish a happy birthday to Dick Bernett, an American musician. He's the guy who sings that song on that movie I can't stand. Man of Constant Sorrow.
That is my favorite movie of all time!
It was originally written...
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Well, that's the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
The Man Constant Sorrow that's in the movie, the theme song, was originally written by a man named Dick Bernett. He was born on October 8th in 1883. He died in 1977.
So the song Man of Constant Sorrow, was written in what, 1911 or something like that?
1908, I think, or something like that. Something real early.
Yeah, early 20th century, and had a different title when it originally came out.
It was called The Farewell Song.
Okay, The Farewell Song. So there's this movie out there, you may or may not have heard about it, called Oh Brother Where Art Thou. If you want to watch any movie about American culture, that is a great way to get into it, because the bluegrass music in there and everything, that movie is it's not a musical, but it has a compilation of these traditional American folk songs that have been re-sung and kind of revisioned in that movie, but all of those songs were not written for that movie. They're actually very old songs. Some of them are 100 years old, some are even older than that now.
Right.
So this is just one of them, and that's the most well-known song. The most well-known version of Man of Constant Sorrow, and the version that was on the movie, is sung by the guy that was in that band Union Station. Can't think of his name right now. But absolutely incredible voice. I love that band Union Station. They also have this song called The Boy Who Wouldn't Hoe Corn, and it's like one of my favorite songs of all time. And Ron's like, that is the most redneck thing ever. But that song is just beautiful. I love bluegrass. I love it.
Early American frontier type fiddle, not banjo fiddle.
That's good
singing.
too.
I like it without the words. She likes the stuff with the words. I like the stuff without the words.
And Ron doesn't like Oh Brother Art Thou, but that is my childhood movie.
Awesome.
That is my childhood right there.
My childhood's Patriot.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up for October 9th. In 1888, the Washington Monument officially opens to the public. Now, it took a long time to get this thing built. They started construction on it in 1848, but then that was stopped due to lack of funding because it was privately funded at first, and then a war happened called, Civil War happened. And then the government took over the project, and then they completed it, and it was completed on December 6th in 1884. So, 35 years later, approximately.
Okay, yeah, it took a while.
That's why if you go there, or if you even look at the picture, you'll see one shade of the stone is a lighter color than the other half, because they've got it from two different quarries. On October 10th, the Great Hurricane of 1780 happens, and it rips through the Caribbean and the southern portion of America through Florida and the Carolinas and up the eastern coast, and it is estimated to have killed about 30,000 people.
Oh my goodness.
It's the deadliest hurricane that's been recorded.
Even worse than Katrina?
Well, Katrina didn't kill 30,000 people.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. But man, 30,000 people? Oof.
Next up, for October 11th, in 1890, the Daughters of the American Revolution is founded, and they are a group of women who have ancestors who fought in the American Revolution. There's also the Sons of the American Revolution, which was founded the year before them in 1889. And I've been trying to get Justine to join because she has multiple family members who fought in the American Revolution on her dad's side.
Yeah. On my dad's side, I have like 7 ancestors that fought in the American Revolution. A couple of them in the Continental Army, and I already have my genealogy on my dad's side completely mapped out back to like the 1300s because my grandma. She's completely dedicated her entire retired life to writing down every single ancestor that we've ever had. So thanks to her, I have a absolutely incredible map of everyone that's ever been on my dad's side of the family, and I just need to submit that so that I can become a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. It keeps slipping my mind. I just keep not doing it.
We got a local lady here in St. John.
I know. We take part even in some of their events here in St. John. I'm a member, but I'm not a member at the same time.
Member in spirit. Also, for October 11th, we're going to wish a happy birthday to Henry John Hines. Any idea what he invented?
Oh, okay. His name is Hines?
Yes.
Ketchup?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He is the German American entrepreneur. He was born in Pennsylvania, but his family comes from Germany.
Okay,
so German descent.
So he's American, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
it was called catsup back then, wasn't it?
Yes. October 12th, in 1830, 20 plus inches fall in New York.
20 plus inches of what?
Oh,
Spaghetti?
Snow, sorry.
Oh, man.
The Great Snowfall of 1836 on October 12th.
Wow, imagine it being 1836 and the day before snow blowers and snow plows.
In mid-October.
Oh, wait, what? In mid-October?
Yeah, this week in history. This ain't December.
Okay, I know, but okay.
October 12th.
It didn't click in my head because...
It snowed 20 plus inches on October 12th in 1836 in New York. That's a record.
That is insane. Yeah, that is a record that I hope never gets beaten. That's crazy. The kids wouldn't have school for like 2 weeks.
Oh, I know, they'd be very happy about that.
Right.
Okay, the next one's quite a long one here. On October 12th in 1892, the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance is first recited in public schools. Now, the first version of our pledge was written in 1885 by Captain George Thatcher Bletch. We give our heads and hearts to God and our country, one language, one flag. That was the pledge. It's pretty dry and sounds kind of lame. So, there's this guy named Francis Bellamy, and he decided to jazz it up a little bit in 1892 when he revived Blatch's pledge, and it read, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Now, that stuck around for a little while.
That's changed, yeah. I recognize some aspects of it, but it's different now.
Right, so that came out in 1892. That was a standard for a little while, and then over the next 50 years or so, it got changed up a little bit, and finally, in 1954, Congress adopted the final version of what we have today, which is, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. And that's what we know it as today.
Okay, so it was very similar to the late 1800s one, but they just changed it up a little bit.
Yes, they add a little bit more spice to it.
The first one, interestingly, says one language, one flag. I think that's interesting. America definitely does not have one language in it.
It's got French, it's got English,
Spanish for sure. So
German.
I can see why they got rid of that line.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I didn't know that the pledge went back to the 1890s.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to promote patriotism in schools for kids, and this is how they went about it, and it worked. I remember saying it every morning in school.
Yes, I sure remember it as well, because up until very recently, I worked at public schools, and we still say it every single morning.
Yes. All right, so for October 13th, by the way, October 13th this year is a Friday.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, I've probably lived through like 200 Friday the 13th by this point, and you have as well. And I don't think anything bad has actually happened.
I should look up what's so superstitious about.
Yeah, why Friday the 13th? Why that?
Why not Friday the 14th? Or the 12th?
I don't know, and 3 is my lucky number, so I just can't see 13 being so bad.
So anyways, October 13th, 1775, the U.S. Navy officially forms. Congress orders the construction of a naval fleet.
What year is that?
1775. So happy birthday to the Navy.
To the U.S. Navy in 1775. Yes. Okay.
Now, on that same day, October 13th, but in 1792, the cornerstone is laid for the Executive Mansion, aka the White House, in Washington, D.C. George Washington is in charge of that.
Okay, yeah. So 1790s, they started building the White House?
Yep. He's helped design it. Now, he never lived in it. He's the only president that never got to live in the White House.
No.
Now, the White House burned down in 1814, and then it was rebuilt. And then, again, in the late 1940s, President Truman had the White House completely gutted and renovated, because the White House at that point was 150 years old, and it was, like, basically falling apart, unfortunately.
Oh, my.
Same with George Washington's house. That place was falling apart. It was, a shanty, if you will, until the ladies of Mount Vernon took it over in the Victorian era, and then started taking in money and getting it fixed up. So anyways, President Truman wanted to do the same thing to the White House. He actually had bulldozers inside the White House. Did you know that?
No.
There are black and white photos from the late 1940s and early 1950s of bulldozers inside the White House with dump trucks. They ripped out everything. They built steel beams and scaffolding. So the only thing original to the original White House that burnt down even is the exterior stone walls of the main portion.
Oh.
Everything else is completely wiped out.
I didn't even know that was saved.
A lot of people.
I thought all of it was burned.
Nope.
So that's neat. At least they were able to save that.
Yes. So like I said, a lot of people don't know about the late 1940s, early 1950s, the White House being completely gutted. The pictures are fascinating. And that's probably when they installed the bunker and everything else that they got now.
Well, a lot of people don't know that the White House burned down either at one point. That it was set on fire by the British.
In 1814, yes.
Yeah, isn't it just crazy to think of all the things that our country has been through in such a short time?
Yeah. Well, I've got one last one here.
Okay.
And we're going to wish a happy birthday on October 14th, our 34th president and World War II general, Dwight D. Eisenhower. He was a good president. Good man.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. He lived till 1969.
Okay. That's a long, nice life.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I have one last thing I want to talk to you all about. And I also have to mention the fact that the pie is gone. Or the tart, whatever it is.
I still don't like it or hate it.
He ate the whole dang
because
thing.
It's sweet. It's got the spices in it and the sugar, so
I still don't... You're like the guy that goes to a restaurant, you eat the whole thing, you ask for seconds, and you say, I don't know if I liked it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just hungry, man.
Okay, so I was gonna say, guess what, guys? I wear glasses, and I know it's really random. There was really no segue for me bringing that up, was there? But I just thought, you guys have never seen me with glasses on. I actually wear glasses every day.
Yeah.
And I have been wearing glasses since I think I was 19 or 18 or 19. So this is what I look like actually a lot of the time. Oh, I can see you. Wow, you're actually a lot prettier than I remember. Hi. So I'm like super, super nearsighted. When you're nearsighted, it means you can see things up close, but you can't see things from far away. So I can read just fine, I can sew, but anything that's farther than my arm's reach is quite blurry. So I always have to wear glasses whenever I drive or whenever I'm looking at a blackboard.
I had trouble with that in school. I'm nearsighted as well, not as bad as Justine is. But if I sat in the back of the classroom, I had to squint or do this with my eyes to read. But I do have contacts, and I officially started wearing glasses when I was in the 5th grade, and I kept breaking them. And then they're like, okay, we're going to contacts because they're cheaper and you can't break them. And so I have contacts. Do I wear them? I wear them maybe once or twice a year. If I go somewhere that I'm not familiar for traveling and I'm going through a city at nighttime, I'll put them in. But other than that, I can see just fine without them. It's just for reading signs at long distances at nighttime and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've actually never used contacts before. I'm a very old-fashioned person, and that just seems scary to me. I don't know, I just want to stick with old-fashioned glasses. I get really paranoid that I'm going to be driving down the highway and all of a sudden some sand or smoke blows in my contacts. And I can't see anything. And before you know, I'm running over an old lady. Oh my gosh, it's the little innocent dog, and I just kill innocent things. And I think I'd rather just wear glasses. I'm really paranoid about the contacts. But yeah, I'm a glass wearer.
A glass wearer.
Yes, I'm a glass wearer. So.
Well, they look very nice on you.
Well, thank you.
They make you look even smarter than you already are.
Oh, well, that's a compliment.
Yes.
These are transitionals too, so when I go outside, they get tinted dark.
Benjamin Franklin would say that is dope.
That's dope.
He invented the bifocals.
Oh, that's true.
That's where you can have the up close and the long distance scene.
Yeah.
The lenses are split.
I've been wanting to get myself a pair of historical frame glasses so that I can wear glasses at reenactments.
That'd be cool.
But they are very expensive. I mean, we're talking $200, $300.
Right.
And I just don't have that kind of money right now. I'm wearing shoes that I've owned for the last 10 years. Let me put it that way.
We're building a house.
Yeah.
We're broke.
We're broke because we're building a house. Like, all of our money's going to this house. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just saying, so until I win the Powerball lottery, I'm just going to have to take off my glasses whenever I'm in any sort of historical setting.
I wonder if they had lottery back then.
I don't know.
We'll talk about that next week, maybe.
I know that they had competitions, like shooting competitions,
Right.
and then you could win a huge hunk of meat or whatever, which we still do that to this day.
Right, but I mean like a jackpot, like
that I
take
don't,
a number and they draw it next week.
I don't know that. Tell us, please. Educate us.
Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna hop off here. It's always a great time spending the evening with you guys, so we appreciate you being here and everything that you guys do for us. Watching and liking gives us a good algorithm, if you will.
Yeah, it helps with the YouTube algorithm.
Yes,
helps to boost
us. Lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job.
That we're
and
alive.
And then they suggest it to more people. So we really appreciate you guys watching the videos.
And liking them.
And liking and commenting
subscribe.
on them.
We're not going to become one of those YouTubers that's like, please like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe.
But okay, please like and subscribe, yeah.
Please don't unlike and unsubscribe.
Yeah, but no, please don't do that. It's because they saw me with glasses on. They're all like running out right now.
Also, we've already got our Halloween costumes picked out. We're not going to tell you what we're going to be, but we'll let you chew on that for the next 2 weeks.
And you're probably not expecting it.
You're never going to guess what it's going to be.
It does relate with history.
It technically does.
It does relate with history. Yeah. Big surprise, right?
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you next Wednesday, next week. Until then, take care, and if you can try this at home, go for it.
Try it.
You might like it. Who knows? Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.